Thank you. That was really beautiful. That was Melody Wang and her daughter, Ramona G. So we'd like to welcome you to the 3rd annual statewide celebration and recognition of Asian Pacific Islander American Heritage Month. And this event is hosted by Mayor Ed Lee. I'll tell you a little bit more about APAPA first. It's a nonprofit and nonpartisan. Since 2001, our focus has been on educating the public about public policy and fostering future leaders from our minority communities to serve at federal, state, and local levels. The mission of Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs Association, known as APAPA, it's easier to say, is to empower Asian and Pacific Islander Americans in civic and public affairs through education, active participation, and leadership development. To accomplish this objective, APAPA provides the following core services to the community.
APAPA provides civic engagement, youth leadership development, and community service. The theme of tonight's event is the celebration of the achievements and accomplishments of Asian Americans in the state of California and our nation.
Okay. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our host for this evening, Mayor Edwin Lee, very well known as the first Asian American mayor in San Francisco history. Mayor Lee championed balancing the budget to keep San Francisco safe, solvent, and successful. He reformed city pensions, and right now his focus is on economic development, job creation, and really building San Francisco's future. A great job, especially for helping out families, and we know that we want to keep families here. But I also wanted to mention a little bit of his past, because it's quite fascinating. Lee was born in 1952 in the Beacon Hill neighborhood of Seattle, Washington. His parents immigrated to the U.S. from China in the 1930s. Lee's father fought in World War II and worked as a cook managing a restaurant in Seattle. And unfortunately, he passed away when Mayor Lee was 15. His mother was a seamstress and a waitress. And Mayor Lee has 5 siblings. He graduated summa cum laude from Bowdoin College in Maine. And he also went to UC Berkeley here, law school, and he finished in 1978. He and his wife, Anita, have 2 daughters. But I also wanted to mention, prior to becoming mayor, one of the key points in his contributions to the community is after he completed law school, Mayor Lee worked as a managing attorney for the San Francisco Asian Law Caucus, where he was an advocate for affordable housing and the rights of immigrants and renters. So, okay, without further ado, Mayor Lee.
Thank you, Francis, and thank you, Fong. Welcome to City Hall, the People's City Hall, San Francisco. First off, I want you all to know that that was such a wonderful rendition of our national anthem. Please give another applause to Melanie and her daughter. Wonderful rendition. Thank you. And now those beautiful performers want a wonderful tribute to our Asian American Heritage Month. I am so excited about all of you and seeing so many of you from all over our state come to City Hall in San Francisco. Welcome. And I am excited to welcome in my very, very good friends, former Secretary of Transportation Norman Netta. Thank you for being here. Congressman Mike Honda, thank you for being here very much. John Chang, our controller. Thank you, John. Where are you? All right, thank you. Our Board of Supervisors, the very historic appointment of the President of our Board of Supervisors, David Chu, thank you very much. David, Eric Marr, thank you for being here. David Campos, thank you for being here. He's our adopted Asian brother. Thank you. Jose Cisneros, another adopted brother here. Thank you. We have so many of our state representatives here. Betty Yee and others from Board of Equalization. There's so many of you that are here. I'll spend all night announcing your names, but they didn't give me the full list. So I'm going to say thank you on behalf of our city for all of you. From Campbell, San Jose, from Sacramento, from Los Angeles, from all the communities in between. Thank you for coming to our fantastic city to celebrate our Asian Pacific Heritage Month. And it's my pleasure to also provide you with a warm welcome and thank you for somebody who worked on this idea to bring everybody here to San Francisco. My very good friend and the head of APAPA, CC Yen. Thank you, CC. Where are you? CC, when we first talked about this, we said that there had to be a place where everybody felt comfortable. There had to be a place where we could feel the excitement of all of our different Asian American groups. We had to have a place where something wonderful had been accomplished and a leadership change, one that we never thought in our lifetimes. And by the way, as you know, I never thought in our lifetimes we would see an African-American president of the United States. What a wonderful occasion. That's something to celebrate. He's been here many, many times, our President Obama. And then, of course, the very surprise that we had of being able to celebrate first Asian mayor of San Francisco. But it wasn't my doing. It was all of the people of San Francisco saying, it's about time we celebrate here. Thank you to the people of San Francisco. I have a very short message of welcome to all of you. One that I have felt very strongly in my first elected year, but also during my 10 years as interim mayor. We have a great deal to celebrate. We also have a great challenge in front of us. There are so many of our Asian American friends, our Iranian friends, friends from the Philippines, friends from our Japanese American community, our Chinese American community, our Korean community, all over that have been really waiting for the opportunity to come together, to celebrate our diversity, but also to signal to our European friends, our Latino friends, our African American friends, we are ready to help lead this whole state and help change the conversation and not only celebrate diversity, but use diversity for our strength. That is our strength, is our own diversity throughout the state. So I want to signal to you, let's come together, let's use this opportunity to make sure we can celebrate our strength throughout the state. I want to also welcome Carmen Chu, I see her. Supervisor Chu, thank you for joining us. That we can really celebrate and we can really bring this state forward, because I know that my friend John Chung, he doesn't want to be alone in Sacramento suggesting change. Nobody wants to be alone in this very hard struggle we have at the state level or at the national level. All of us can contribute to a more positive outlook on life. And guess what? When we look at where we came from, when we look at the parents that brought us here, the generations that were here before us, we learned a great lesson. We learned the lessons that they faced, that they were struggling to get past the barriers of discrimination, past the barriers of economic privilege, past the barriers of being new immigrants to this country. And they forged ahead with all of those big barriers. And some of us are new generations, the generation of kids that I want to work for and make sure they've got a big, big opportunity in San Francisco and the whole Bay Area. We hope you don't have those barriers that our parents did. We hope that you do not run into the roadblocks that we had to struggle for. We hope that our lawsuits, that our street advocacy, that our locked arms together at places like the International Hotel and all the other places that we struggled with in our generations that you never have to go through. And the only way we can do that is to make sure the door is always open to everybody else. That's our promise. We have to keep that. We have to keep our education strong. We have to keep our economic foundation strong. We have to keep our opportunities for everybody strong. So thank you. I am honored for everybody being here. Let us celebrate. And on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco, I officially declare this to be Asian Pacific Heritage Month in San Francisco and the state of California. Welcome.
I'm going to make one correction to Mayor Lee's speech. He said that President Obama is the first African-American president. President Obama grew up in Hawaii. President Obama spent part of his life in Indonesia, which makes him an honorary Asian American. Therefore, President Obama is the first Asian American president as well. So, now, tonight's event wouldn't be possible without our community partners as well. The groups that help make all this happen. We have the Asian Business, I'm going to read them all off, and then at the very end, if we can give them a round of applause. The Asian Business Alliance, the Asian Law Alliance, the Asian Pacific American Community Center, the Asian Pacific American Leadership Institute, Chinese Institute of Engineers, Chinese American Cultural Association, Chinese American Political Association, Chinese Historical Society of America, Citizens for Better Community, Confucius Memorial Ceremony, Culture to Culture, Federation of Indo-Americans of Northern California, Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce of Northern California, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Japanese Cultural and Community Center of Northern California, Mongolian Students Nonprofit Organization in America, Northern California Chinese Athletic Association, Northern California Chinese Media Association, National Association of American Professionals, National Association of Advancement of Colored People, National Federation of Independent Business, National Federation of Filipino Americans, Organization of Chinese Americans, Barons of Great Education, San Francisco Filipino Chamber of Commerce, United California Practitioners of Chinese Medicine, Vision New America, Volunteros de la Comunidad, Young Filipinos Professional Association. So a round of applause to all of our community partners, please. Woo, that was a lot.
I'm so glad Fong had to do that. Our next speaker is U.S. Congressman Mike Honda. He has represented the 15th Congressional District of California in the U.S. House of Representatives for over a decade. In Congress, he is a member of the powerful House Appropriations and Budgets Committee, Chair Emeritus of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, co-chair of the Democratic Caucus's New Media Working Group, House Democratic Senior Whip, and original author of the Equity and Excellence Commission, now housed in the U.S. Department of Education. Mike's district includes Silicon Valley, the birthplace of technology innovation, and now the country's leading developer of green technology. Mike has dedicated his life to public service and is lauded for his work on education, civil rights, national service, immigration, transportation, the environment, and high-tech issues. Let me stop there.
He's also the greatest karaoke singer in the halls of Congress. So ladies and gentlemen, we give you Congressman Mike Honda.
5 minutes, right? 5 minutes.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Fong just told me that I have 5 minutes. So, hey, what do you think of this program, man? Huh? In Spanish, we say ya de tiempo, which means it's about time. And I want to thank Francis and Fong, and thank you, Mayor Lee, for inviting me. And I think this is the very first statewide APIA Heritage Month held with the mayor of San Francisco. And let me say something about Heritage Month in San Francisco and your mayor. In the old days, you remember San Francisco was known for passing all these anti-Chinese ordinances to limit the movement, the productivity of Chinese in the city. So we know two things. Change happens. And number two, that maybe the state of California is not the mountain of gold, but it's certainly the state of golden opportunities, where we have now a Chinese American mayor of San Francisco, Ed Lee. So we're really proud of you. You know, 35 years ago, Congress members Frank Horton and Norm Mineta and Senators Daniel Inouye and Spark Matsunaga passed similar resolutions in both House and the Senate to formally recognize the first 10 days of May as Asian Pacific Heritage Week. 1 year later, President Jimmy Carter signed into law a joint resolution to officially designate the annual celebration. 11 years later, President George Bush extended the week-long celebration into an entire month of May. Now, you know and I know that our mothers say that every day is Asian Pacific American Day. And so I want to really recognize all the milestones the API has made, not only the state of California, the city of San Francisco, but the entire country. Right now, the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, which is led by Congresswoman Judy Chu right now, has a record of 42 members in the Asian Caucus in the Congress. One of the very first things we want to say is that there was a young man by the name Dalip Singh Saud. He was the first member of the Sikh community, and we want to make note of that. The reestablishment of the White House Initiative on AAPIs by President Obama was another accomplishment. But let me tell you that President Obama's cabinet has Dr. Stephen Chu in energy, General Eric Shinseki, Veterans Affairs, and Gary Locke he was Commerce, but now he's now the very first Asian American, Chinese American representing the U.S. as ambassador to the Republic of China. And so we have a lot of accomplishments. And it was not by accidents, my friend, because every one of you know that you work hard, and all these things were done on purpose. So I just want to let you know that we also can boast twice as many Asian Americans on federal benches. And those of us who understand the impact of the Supreme Court and what it can do or undo, we know that having Asian Americans on the federal bench is a lineup for appointments to the Supreme Court. So I just want to say thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to say that Norm, Silicon Valley is the birthplace of high tech, but I also say Silicon Valley is the birthplace of Norm Mineta. Okay, 5 minutes? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Honda. Although we would have extended the 5 minutes if we got a little karaoke song going.
Now, this event also would not have been possible without the financial contributions of our sponsors. We want to thank Chevron Corporation, PG&E, Wells Fargo, McDonald's Yin Foundation, Academy of Arts University here in the city, AT&T for their corporate sponsorships, Southwest Airlines, who's also donated 5 Fly Anywhere tickets to us, which we'll be raffling off later tonight. So if you haven't entered the raffle yet, remember to do so later tonight. Comcast, Walmart, Verizon, Sandy Chow, Andrew Casey Wong, and our caterer for tonight, Moonstar Restaurant.
Okay. All right, so now we go from the greatest karaoke singer in the House of Congress to the self-proclaimed worst karaoke singer in public office. I'd like to introduce California State Controller John Chung, serving his second term. And we all know him. He takes a hard line and took immediate action to weed out waste, fraud, and abuse of public funds and make the state's finances more transparent and accountable to the public. So here is Mr. Chung.
Well, good evening. I will spare you what the distinguished council president requested me to do, which is to sing for all of you. Actually, Mike Honda and I used to go out for a karaoke, but he would go out and he'd sing, and I'd stop and leave. This is a magnificent evening. We gather tonight in celebration of Asian Pacific Heritage Month. We take a moment to reflect upon our past, to understand the heroic struggles, obstacles, hardships that so many people, including this evening's tremendous honoree, the Honorable Norm Mineta, had to overcome. This is a very special place. Norm gave me the good fortune of putting my feet to the marble on the halls of Congress. Papa, let me thank you, will give the opportunity to 20 interns this summer to place their feet on the halls of this city, in Sacramento, perhaps in Washington, D.C., so that they can partake in the greatest democracy that has ever resided on this planet. Now, this is also of tremendous significance. As Congressman alluded to, this is the home where people left when they came to this country and they had to depart from mining gold in California, when they had to leave the fields of California from farming, and that applies just not to the Chinese, but to the Filipinos and to others, and they set foot in San Francisco. And generation upon generation of residents of San Francisco had to endure the struggles and has made this city a very special place. And that's why I'm so very excited about the leadership that presides over San Francisco today. Mayor Lee, Supervisor Chu, Supervisor Mar, Supervisor Chu, and we had the treasurer and also another county supervisor here with us. This ought to be a moment in which we celebrate the aspirations and the fact that we have risen to the governance of this country, and the fact that we have changed the opportunities. Last night I had the opportunity to listen to an 86-year-old honoree at the Simon Wiesenthal gathering last night, and she had spoken about how her life was different and the opportunities that were denied because she was Jewish. Because of the efforts of Norm and Mike and your leadership today and my great colleague Betty Yee at the Board of Equalization, Asian Americans today are not denied opportunities because of who they look, where they come from. We are aspiring and we are leading California and America in a new generation. What Norm battled for all of us through the 20th century, we have an obligation to lead in the 21st century. And as Congressman Honda provided, we are providing leadership in all areas that govern this country: technology, health, academia, commerce, arts, entertainment, and government. Today, we must come together not only in celebration, but in acknowledgement of the work that lies ahead. We understand that this is now a global economy, and the opportunities that will confront us and challenge us are ones that we can only surpass if we come together. And so we can win the future, as the President says, if we dream together, if we work together. As a society, as an economy, the best is yet to come. And so let me leave you with this last idea. Every moment affords us an opportunity to change the world. Let's seize that moment in each and every moment that succeeds that moment, and let's do that together in celebration of our Asian Pacific heritage, in recognition of the great heritages of all the people that make up San Francisco and California, and we will truly honor this month our heritage and our future. Thank you very much, CC and Apapa. You have done so much for each and every single one of us.
Okay. All right, we've got some competition on the stage now.
They're better looking than me, so I hope you guys, look this way. A couple of other people we need to thank. Our co-hosts. Our host is Mayor Lee, but we have a bunch of co-hosts and event chairs who contributed to the event as well. The co-hosts are the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. Eric Marr, Mark Farrell, David Chu, Carmen Chu, Christina, I can't pronounce her last name. Jane Kim, Sean Ellsburn, Scott Weiner, David Campos, Malia Cohen, John Avalos, and Assessor Phil Ting. Round of applause for our co-host, please. And our event chairs and co-chairs, Billy Chan, who's the president of San Francisco APAPA, Jason Chan, Angela Deanna, Tim Ho, Sing Kung, myself, Stephen Lee, Wendell Lin, Don Sun, Albert Wang, Joel Wong, Cece and Regina Yin, James Yu, Stuart and Rhoda Hing, Harris and Maria Yin Liu, Robert and Lena Yin, Felix, Betty Yin Lin, Michelle Hu, Christina Young, and Moonstar Restaurant. Woo.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause for those people who gave money, so please applaud.
Next, I'd like to introduce Betty Yee, member of the California State Board of Equalization and the 2014 candidate for controller. So, John, maybe you can give her some advice. Here's Betty Yee.
Good evening. As we celebrate the contributions of some very, very important figures in our history who have contributed to the development of our country, of our state, of this great city, and as we honor the achievements of Congressman Norm Mineta, the ongoing contributions of Congressman Mike Honda, our State Controller John Chung, and our own Mayor Ed Lee here in San Francisco. Each of us could not be doing the work that we are doing, that we have done, without the doors of opportunity having been opened for each of us. And so APAPA is making sure that we are developing the leaders of tomorrow as part of the integral programs of leadership development and civic engagement. The APAPA internship program is designed to prepare college students to become our future leaders. By providing our interns with the opportunity to work with government agencies, they develop their leadership skills, gain public policy experience, and broaden their civic engagement. The APAPA interns selected have demonstrated a dedication to the community, and they will continue their engagement by working professionally with their fellow peers and mentors, learning in workshops to enhance their leadership skills, and participating in community service projects. We thank the local, state, and federal offices for hosting an APAPA intern, and we thank the elected officials for their continued leadership and for opening the doors for mentoring our new leaders. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming the APAPA internship class of 2012. Will the interns please join me on stage? Mayor Lee, will you join us for a photograph, please?
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And one more round of applause to the Apapa interns. Now, if you look around you tonight, you'll see poster boards celebrating, acknowledging the first Asian Americans to do certain things. We have the first Asian American actress in Hollywood, the first Asian American NBA player, the first members of Congress. These interns are the future of our community. These interns are the reason why we're here today. But we're also here to celebrate and recognize one of the greatest members of our community. Now, this year is the first year we're giving the Lifetime Achievement Award for Apapa. Apapa's Lifetime Achievement Award this year is going to Secretary Norman Mineta. Secretary Mineta is receiving this award for many reasons. Secretary Mineta is a trailblazer, a man who paved the way for many of us to follow. He was the first Asian American mayor of a major city, so I'm sorry, Mayor Lee, but you're coming in third now. He was one of the first Asian Americans in Congress, elected to Congress 10 times. He was the first person to serve 2 presidents in the cabinet, first as Secretary of Commerce to President Clinton, then later as Secretary of Transportation to President Bush. It was on 9/11 that Secretary Mineta showed us what he was made of. When those planes hit the Twin Towers, it was Secretary Mineta who made the call to ground all the planes. It was Secretary Mineta who instituted the policies that the TSA is following today to ensure that our skies are safe. After 9/11, it was also Secretary Mineta who prevented the profiling of Arab Americans and Muslim Americans in our country. And tonight, we honor Secretary Mineta, and we give him this bat for a very, very special reason. I want to thank the San Francisco Giants for donating this bat. It's autographed by Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda. The reason why we're giving this bat to Secretary Mineta is because of what happened to him when he was a young boy. Secretary Mineta, like hundreds of thousands of other Japanese Americans, was forced to relocate into the internment camps. As a young boy, the secretary was taken to the train station by military police officers. As a young boy, he was a huge baseball fan, and he had his prized possession with him, his baseball bat. The military police saw the young boy with his baseball bat and said, you're not taking that bat with you. That's a weapon. And what did they do? They took away the young boy's prized possession. Later on in his life as a member of Congress, a very generous person heard the story and offered him an autographed Hank Aaron bat. Unfortunately, as a member of Congress, you're not allowed to accept a gift that is valued more than $200. So the damn government took away his bat again. So tonight, we can't replace the bat that was taken away from that young boy, but we do give him something that we hope will take its place just a small bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the first ever recipient of the Apapa Lifetime Achievement Award for services rendered to the Asian American community and services rendered to our nation. I give to you, Secretary Mineta.
Well, Fong, I can't think of a more appropriate gift tonight than to receive this bat. I want to thank CC Yin, Apapa, Mayor Lee, everyone who's members of the Board of Supervisors for co-hosting this event tonight. All of us who have had the privilege of serving in public service have gotten to that point because we were standing on the shoulders of those who preceded us. And I want everybody here and young people to remember that whatever they do in the future, bring everything you are and bring everything you want to the jobs you're going to be doing. There are tremendous opportunities that are out there. Asian Pacific American Heritage Week is a time for all of us to be able to show the majority community what we are capable of doing. And it is also a time when people in the Asian Pacific American community are learning about each other. Many people say that the United States should be a melting pot. And I don't believe in the melting pot theory, because when you have a melting pot, you put all the ingredients into the bowl, stir it up, and everybody loses their identity. In the Asian Pacific American community, there are over 150 languages, religions, cultures, everything you can think of. And we don't want to lose that identity of our own history, regardless of where our forefathers have come from. I want everybody to be proud of the language of their forebears, the religion, the history, the culture, and the arts. So again, I don't want us to lose our identity in the community in this great nation. So again, thank you very, very much to C.C. Lin for his great leadership, to the members of the APABA board for this wonderful gift bestowed upon me. And let's go ahead and continue to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring up our founder to say a few last words, but before he speaks, come on up, CC. We would like to ask for all the previous speakers to come on up for a photo with the APAPA board. So if the APAPA board members can please come on up. It is the hard work of these board members that make an event like this possible. Without their hard work, none of this would happen. So we're going to do a quick picture, and then we're going to have CC Yin say thank you to everyone. So where's all of my board? Oh, and we're also going to ask the Board of Supervisors for San Francisco, all the co-hosts, to please come on up if you're in the audience.
Oh, thank you. I just like the height it adds.
We should do it down here, actually.
Oh, do you guys want to come down here instead? I guess this will be a better picture.
Hey, Francis.
Hi. How are you? Good, how are you?
Oh, can I take another?
Am I in this picture?
We also like to ask for the judicial officers in the audience to come on up as well. CC Yin is asking for the sponsors to come on up too. So if you're a sponsor, please come on up. All right, we're going to have CC Yin, the founder of Apapa, speak a few words and thank everyone. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start a cultural program afterwards. Food will be served in the four corners as the program is going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the founder of Apapa, Mr. CC Yin.
Well, thank you very much for a great celebration. Let's give good hands to everybody. Thank you. And a special one, thank the organizers and also the leaderships of the event. They all been introduced, but I want to thank you all coming here celebrate this the Heritage Month. And special want to thank those statewide leaders of Papa. Some are here, some are not. But we'll have, let's see, where's my name here? Okay. Well, again, enjoy your rest of the celebration and have a good time. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. I know it's so hard because it's like spectacular and everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to give a round of applause to our MC tonight, Francis.